Hi guys, hello, another video for you all. VTOL VR, or vertical takeoff or landing virtual reality. It's a bit of a mouthful. So as always, we'll break the video down with timestamps as I love to do. VTOL VR is not a new game. What is new is some of the mods for it, which got me quite excited. So we're going to show off the A10D Warthog, or the Warpig as I like to call it. So I've created a pilot. Hono, we'll select that. So we've got the Nighthawk. We're going to do the A10D, so we'll select that. Let's just do a free flight, just so I can get familiar with it, because complete disclaimer, I've got no experience with this game whatsoever. That's because I fly in DCS World, Digital Combat Simulator, so I'm not going to lie, it's snobbery really. Because I fly in that, I kind of overlooked VTOL VR, but we're correcting that today. So ready to fly, free flight, no enemies or objectives, just fly around. Well, that's fine. I can familiarise myself with the cockpit and the controls. So I've got the A10D, my total mass, the flight cost, and my budget. So, right, we've got our pylons. I'll have a Sidewinder, and we'll do that on the other wing. So right wing, surely we have some Mavericks. A targeting pod, oh that's cool. Hydra. Have I gone past it? Air bomb. Let's put the targeting pod on. They must do Mavericks. Maybe they won't let it go on that pylon. Well, there we go. Air-to-ground missile. Fire and forget anti-tank. So we'll equip that. Targeting pod. Put the Hydra rockets on. And we'll have some more. Oh, there's only one, so let's do it. Do it as free. Although there's nothing to shoot, I want to do some practice. So let's save that loadout. Save new. Warpig. Right. Don't need extra fuel and stuff like that. I think we'll be fine. So we shall launch. Multiplayer lobby. Yes, that's a mod as well, so we can do multiplayer with our Steam friends. You can actually see that I'm wearing a helmet. My peripheral vision, that's kind of cool. I'll just let the game load up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of DCS World, which is pretty much one-to-one. I mean, all the gauges, all the buttons are where they should be, and we're going to say 90% of them do what they're supposed to do, but it is a little bit full on. And for some people, the learning curve will be too much. So I do have a HOTAS, and it's a joystick and a throttle and rudder pedals. Many of you won't have that, and you just want to have the experience of flying in VR. And VTOL VR lets us use our touch controllers. So it looks like we've got a cold start. All right, the graphics are nothing to shout about, but graphics don't always make the game. All right, so cold start. You can see the APU there, the auxiliary power unit. Maybe put the battery. All right, so our gauges have come to life. The MFDs are off. Not anymore. We've got comms. I don't need to ask for external ground power or anything like that, or do I? Request rearmament. So there's air traffic control. If I need to request takeoff. AWACS, the advanced warning, up in the air. Right, so let's get the APU on. Right, see, it's basically a generator. It's giving me power to start the engines. We see its temperatures building up. So this will be for our left and right engines. Let's get it out of idle. Yeah, she's spinning up. I've got the canopy open so I can hear the engines. Right, so temps, RPMs are good. Let's do the right engine. Starting to spin up. Very cool. Right. Temps are good. RPMs are good. Let's turn the APU off. How do I get the canopy down? Do I reach for that? No. There will be a switch. There's always a switch. Let's see what we've got. Oh, there's my... Oh, there we are. Radar warning. The jammer. That'll be for the chaff and the flares. So we've got external lights. Interior lights. MP3 player. I don't think that's standard equipment in an A10. Brake lock. We don't want to take the brakes off yet. Flight assist. Is that to swap the MFDs around? Yes, it is. What's this? Toggle visor. Toggle night vision. Alright, cool. Hopefully we'll have the head-mounted camera as well. Yes, we do. Very cool. Turn our HUD on. Right, no closer to finding... Oh, there we go, canopy. It's got a big yellow box around it and I still missed it. So let that come down. So it's not one-to-one to the Warthog, what I'm used to. Right, so home. Let's have this as... Let's see what we can equip. They're armed, targeting pod. Right, so master arm on. Targeting pod, we'll arm that. Right, so cool. Let's go home. Nav. Right, it looks like we're gonna start to taxi. Brake lock can come off. Got a little bit of throttle, so we should be moving forwards. I'm going to assume I can twist for the rudder. Yes. Okay, good to know. Slow us down a bit. There we go. Throttle up. See our speed in knots. So it's times 100. It's 100 knots. Close to 2. So we just pull back on the stick. And we're up. So landing gear up. Very cool. So you can see my Sidewinder on the wingtip. Then we've got our rocket pod, 3 Mavericks targeting pod, and a Sidewinder. You see some ships down there. So how do I control the targeted pod and the MFD? Let's have a little look. So we've got target. Should have point mode as well. I might be getting ahead of myself being a Warthog pilot and DCS. Alright, so we've got a head tracking, head mounted display, forward mode. So that's just gonna... Alright, so as I'm moving the thumbstick on the touch controller, you can see that box, that is where the targeting pod should be looking. Yeah, cool. So it helps us lock things up at a distance and shoot it with Mavericks. Right. So we've got a seat adjustment. Yeah, so we should have numerical buttons up top here, it's not a complete replica of the cockpit, but that's fine. People that just want to get into it. So fuel display, left and right, so that's main. If we go external, it should show 0. Yeah, that's good. What's this all about? Toggle auto adjust. Alright, cool, so I can move that somewhere that isn't in the way of those switches. That feels pretty good. Right, so what else have we got with our MFDs? Options. Joystick mode. There is a mod to use a HOTAS. A bit nervous about using that because I'll put my controllers into my desk and break them. They are quite fragile, the rings around the controllers. There's a countermeasure system. S-cam, spectator cam. Is it game options? Restart. A log. Data. So objective. No objectives. I've already got the TGP, the targeting pod, on the other display. So let's have a little look at this. Day. So colour as well. But the gimbal limits, we'll set that forward. Toggle limits overlay. GPS acquire. So looks like someone can give me coordinates. We can share them in multiplayer to take stuff out, just as you do in the A10. Toggle sensor of interest to waypoint. Does that move the TGP to the waypoint? Right. So let's see how she handles. We'll throttle back a bit. C doesn't look too bad. So this is what I wasn't sure about, using touch controllers to fly. I do prefer having actual physical hardware peripherals. It's a bit strange, your hand hovering in the air. Twist it for the rudder. It's not too bad, it's pretty forgiving. Maybe that's down to the flight assists. So we've got a fuel port open, so we must be able to do some in-air refueling. We can dump some fuel, save some weight. We've got comms. Turn our microphone on and off. Right, so I could land it, but we don't want the video to go on any longer than it needs to. Now I've kind of familiarised myself. Let's exit, and they should do a free flight where we get to blow stuff up. Free flight. Lobby. Right, make sure we've got the A10. Operation Desert Cobra. So we've got some campaigns and custom campaigns. Right, target practice. Several ground and air targets to practice deploying your weapons on. Targets will not shoot back. That's a shame, but yeah, we've all got to start somewhere. So I've got some games I could join. Just host my own. Right, there's our war pig. She's already good to go. Right, helmet on. So in DCS World, we get free flight where you'll start in the air. It really helps you get into it, help decrease the learning curve a little bit, because the cold starts can take forever going through the actual checklist. And this game's done a pretty good job of it. Even if you're doing the cold start, it's not too difficult, as you saw, to get the plane up in the air. so far I'm actually quite impressed. Alright, yeah, so it's done us a favour, putting us up in the air. You can hear the RWR going off.
Overlord, pop-up group, bullseye 080, 18, 6000, tracking west, group, bullseye 063, 14, 20,000, cold.
Right, looks like we've got a couple of fast movers, planes. Right, so the TGP is now on, master arm on. Do my auto adjust. There we go. So now we've got some more scenery to look at. City down there, it's kind of cool. Right, so weapons select, I'll assume will be the buttons on the touch controller itself, which there's one at the very top. I can hear the Sidewinder tone growling away. So let's get my visor down. Yeah, it's telling me I've got the aim 9. So I've got to hold the stick to do weapon select. There's my Hydra rockets, there's the Mavericks, there's the cannon. Right, what are my home objectives? Destroy the vertical takeoff, attack jets coming from the forward arming resupply point. Okay. Oh, got some targets down there, but they're not going to shoot at us. So that's why I've turned the RWR off, the radar warning. I don't need the noise ruining the video, but as I'm not going to get shot at anyway, I don't need it to warn me if I am shot at. The A10 is very, very cool. It has like heat sensing cameras around it. It will detect when a missile has been fired, and it can deploy its chaff and flares for you to help keep it alive. Very cool bit of kit. Visibility, the range, that's the question, whether I can actually see. This guy looks to be moving to the left. So let's follow up. And the thing is, I don't know how loud that Sidewinder growl is, how distracting it is, but it will change its pitch as you get a lock on, so that can help you, even if you can't see it, you'll hear it goes to a higher pitch whine when it's got a tone. It's heat seeking, so you point at the sun, and you'll get like a false report back. It's getting a heat signature, so you have to be careful what you're aiming at. He seems to have changed his direction. So we've got our fire extinguishers, we can actually use those. APU extinguisher, left engine. Very, very cool. Nav mode, airspeed. All autopilot off. Heading hold. Altitude hold. Clear waypoint. Clear cautions, the master cautions. Cool. He looks to be turning again. Kind of hoping I can try and get a kill with the 30mm cannon the War Pig's known for, the A10. So what's our speed? Just coming up to 460 knots. He's close, he's very close. I can't see him. Home. Anti-radar attack display. Technically, the A10 has a radar. Maybe the D model does. see this guy anywhere. That's the actual objective, though, to shoot these guys down. I can't see him up high. I must be going blind in my old age. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Right. Right, splash. Right, so it's over to the cannon. We're out of Sidewinders. They've gone defensive. Good kill. Let's follow him down. Good kill.
6,000. Cold. Greens on Overlord.
I find it a bit strange that I don't have rudder pedals. And he's going down. Right, that's the air threats dealt with. Let's go back to our targeting pod. Get our Mavericks out. Let's face the TGP forwards. Right, we've got something locked. No lie, it's kind of tricky to see stuff on this MFD. Come back around for these guys. A click of the thumbstick, we've got them locked up. Right, definitely tanks. So it says gimbal limit, it can't spin around to look at them as we've gone past, but they are locked. As we come back round, we'll let them have the Mavericks. Actually very impressed with the modelling they've done of the aircraft. Right, so coming up to 3 nautical miles behind us. We've got roughly, I think it's about a 9 nautical mile range with the Mavericks. If we actually want to hit anything, just pull back on the stick a little bit and get us round. See our targets ahead. Right. Rifle. Targets destroyed. Actually, quite enjoying this. Oh no, we've still got one left. We've still got some Mavericks left, so you know what he'll be getting. So we'll destroy him and then we can leave the video there. I don't want it to run on too long. Might be about 3 nautical miles out. Coming up on 4. Right, it's locked up. Rifle. Thought he was going to go off the right wing, but no, left. Just maximum zoom. Shack, good hits. See that cityscape off on the horizon. Yeah, so no, the graphics aren't amazing, but if it helps performance and you can actually enjoy what you're doing, then it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think we'll leave it there, guys. I actually quite enjoy it. I look forward to spending a bit more time with it, learning the ins and outs of the aircraft as well. Shall we eject? It's actually pretty cool. So we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great day. Have a great evening, whatever it is you choose to do. Yeah, whatever it is you choose to do after watching this. And as always, I'll see you when I see you next. Ciao for now.